Okay, welcome to this lesson. Again, we're looking at mind maps to help generate ideas and build your flexibility to talk on the topic. And today we're going to be looking at the topic of shopping, right? Now, some of those subtopics that you might be asked about, obviously, online shopping is a big one nowadays. The contrast between brick and mortar shops, real shops, and online shopping. Often there is talk about the consumer society, how we're consuming so much nowadays, and what are the consequences of that. Globalization, right, and the impact of globalization on shopping is another topic. And advertising, what's the influence of advertising on consumer behavior? It's a very common topic for shopping. Let's dig in then. I'll have a look first at online shopping. Here, online shopping, we'll be talking about the pros and the cons of online shopping. You know, what's good about it, what's bad about it, what are the problems with it. The good things, of course, are that it's quick, it's easy, you can access so much information, and it's often cheaper, right, than buying in a real shop. The issue of safety is a big one. Whether your payment is safety, is the payment system safe, and the risk of fraud that you may get identity, you may suffer from identity theft. Somebody may steal your, not your identity, but your credit card details or your bank details. So let's have a look at some of the expressions here. Okay, I'm going to come over here, swinging around. Okay, repeat with me. Shop at the click of a button. Online shopping is time saving. You have price comparisons at your fingertips. You get better deals online. Things are cheaper, right? One issue is the trustworthiness of the payment method. Yeah, trustworthiness is a great word. It's a complex word. It's a noun. Trustworthiness, right? How much you can trust something. There's a risk of fraud. Yeah, because of course scams and cheating is all over the place on the internet. It's very hard to know what you can trust and where you can be safe shopping online. So those are some ideas for online shopping. Let's look next at consumer society. Consumerism is a big one here. I mean, what are the consequences of all of this consumerism? Sure, it can lead to economic growth. People have more access to things. So people who were poorer are now able to buy not only the basics, but more and more things. Competition in the market leads to innovation and creativity. Of course, there are issues around the impact on the environment. Global warming is made worse by consumerism, especially the fashion industry. Sorry for any of you who work in the fashion industry, but the clothes and fashion industry is one of the big guilty parties for creating extra global warming. Sustainability often is a common question that comes up. And again, talking about fashion, if people are not addicted, but are always buying new clothes or always buying the latest phone, the latest model of computer, that continual consumption is so damaging for the environment. So here are some expressions or phrases, I should say. Let's practice. Leads to economic growth. More people are lifted out of poverty. More competition leads to innovation. It has a negative impact on the environment. It's not sustainable. there is a growing addiction to the latest trends. Right, nice, good, nice practice, well done. Consumer society, let's talk about globalization, which is connected in many ways, but specifically globalization, the impact of globalization. The globalization, of course, is the idea that the whole world is connected, that we can shift or we can move things from one part of the world to another. We can buy food from other countries around the world. We can ship products easily around the world. So this leads, of course, to we can choose. We have a wider choice, right? Basically, we can, even when it comes to food, we can buy food that normally we wouldn't be able to buy. It's good for companies, right? Because globalization means companies like me. I mean, I'm not a company, but we can target consumers all over the world. I can teach children. I can teach students from all over the world. The downside, I guess, from globalization is you get this standardized offer. So if you look at McDonald's, it's the same product, whether it's in Moscow, Brazil, or whether it's in Paris or Hong Kong. It's more or less the same standardized product. So we tend to get less diversity of products in that sense. And of course, there's an impact on local businesses. If you've got all these big international supermarkets and shops and global brands, what happens to the little local Harry with his bread shop on the corner? They go out of business, right? So there's that impact. Let's do a bit of practice on these expressions here. Diverse choice of items. We would say there's a diverse choice of items. You can buy foods out of season. Companies can target consumers worldwide. There are more standardized offers. Local shops can go out of business. Yeah, nice. Well done. Good. Excellent. Interesting topics, right? Let's move on and talk about advertising, because that is closely connected with shopping and a very common topic in part 3 when we dig deeper into shopping. What's the influence of advertising? How does it work, right? Are advertisements, are they good? Are they bad? Nowadays, we get so many advertisements on TV, social media. It's kind of invasive and intruding, and it's bombarding us with information we maybe don't want. There is an issue about fake advertisements or advertisements that exaggerate the truth and are not really correct, and they're misleading the consumer. And so maybe we need checks or regulation, some kind of regulation. How important is it to regulate advertising, especially advertising for the vulnerable, right? People who are sick, people who are young children. How do we regulate advertising so that it doesn't take advantage of them and exploit them? Interesting questions. Let's practice some of these expressions here. They're not really expressions, they're just phrases, right? Advertising builds brand loyalty. Advertisements can catch the shopper's eye. Adverts can be invasive. Sometimes they exaggerate the truth. False advertising misleads the customer. We need to put checks in place. Right? Excellent. Get the rhythm. Really nice. Good. So that's it. We've looked at advertising, globalization, consumer society, and even online shopping. All subtopics around this topic of shopping. Well done, good work. We'll finish here.